This is my review of my Seiko tuna S23631. The JDM equivalent would be a SBBN047, also nicknamed the Darth tuna. In 1968, a professional diver sent a letter to Seiko complaining that his dive watch failed. The problem was that helium was getting into the watch, causing the crystal to pop off during ascension. Swiss companies solved this problem by adding a helium escape valve. Seiko, on the other hand, did it by brute force. They solved this problem by making it impenetrable to helium by using all new L gaskets that they pioneered and patented. The first tuna came out in 1975, 600 meters, and it was an automatic. The first quartz tuna came out in 1978. Most contemporary Swiss watches have 4 holes in its case. One for the crystal, the helium escape valve, the crown, and the case back. This Seiko uses a monocoque case, meaning there's only 2 holes, one for the crystal and the crown. There is no access to the watch from the case back. This means everything is installed from the front. The movement, the dial, everything has to be installed from the front of the watch. It also means you can't just run over to your local jeweler and swap out a new battery as you wait. Luckily, Seiko made a robust movement called the 7C46 specifically for the tuna, and Seiko claims a 5-year battery life, although many users have stated that theirs have lasted over 7 years. If you look closely at the back of the watch, you will see a scale. On the perimeter. My specific watch, if I can get this to focus, there we go. My specific watch has a dot over the 25. Each year is divided into quarters, and you can see the dot is in the 3rd quarter over the 25, indicating that Seiko will expect your battery to last until Q3 of 2025. That also lets you know what year the watch was made. Since the battery is expected to last 5 years, we can extrapolate the watch was built in Q3 of 2020. Specs. The width of the watch, including the shroud, is 49 millimeters. Since this is a lugless design, it is 49 millimeters tall as well. But since the spring bar distance is a mere 36 millimeters, this watch can be worn on smaller wrists as the straps come straight down. It has a 22 millimeter lug width, weighs 122 grams. The watch is rated to 15 seconds per month, but many users state that they see better performance than this. As I said before, the case is made out of titanium and the shroud is ceramic. Things I like about this watch is very unique. There is no other watch that really looks like this. They call it the tuna because it looks like a can of tuna. The loom is best in class. Let me just charge this up real quick. Seiko is well known for their loom, but the tuna takes it a step further. And you can see this loom is just radioactive. It is nuts. At nighttime, it is very bright and it lasts all night long. Another pro I like about this is that the 7C46 is very well known for hitting all the markers. I hate quartz watches that don't hit all the markers, so that is another pro. Also, another pro is the hands. They are very distinctive. The hour and minute hand cannot be confused, so this watch is very easy to read at a quick glance. If I just move the minute hand out of the way, you can see that this watch is a date. And another pro is that because the case is made out of titanium, it wears very cool during the summer and warm in the winter time, because the characteristics of titanium, it does not hold a lot of heat, unlike steel, which sometimes can feel sweaty on the back of your wrists. This is very comfortable. Cons: this is a very thick watch, 16 millimeters thick. Might not be doable for some. For me, it is very easy to wear because it doesn't feel top heavy. It doesn't flop around. Even though it's 16 millimeters, it's very comfortable for my 7.2 inch wrists. Another con is this metal keeper. This metal keeper likes to slide around, and the tail of the strap likes to come out sometimes, which is kind of annoying. I might change it out to a rubber keeper, but it doesn't bother me enough yet to change it out. Another con is the silicone strap does like to show wear marks. Mine is a year old. I've worn it a bit, and you can see some polished along the edges, along also where the tang has a little crease. That's a very minor con. Doesn't bother me. These straps are readily available from Seiko, and also with the 22 millimeter lug width, strap changes, there's a lot of choice for straps in a 22 millimeter lug width. Another con is the complicated service process. Because this is a monocoque case, really you want to send this back to the New Jersey Service Center for Seiko, and it's going to cost $180, and it's probably going to take a little while, depending on their backlog. So that's kind of a pain in the butt, but since you only got to change it every 5 to 7 years, that is not so bad. For $180, I think that's okay. Another con is that although the watch is adjustable, a lot of quartz watches are finely adjustable, whereas this one, you can adjust the rate plus or minus 8 seconds in an 8-second increment, so you can't adjust it plus or minus 4. You can only adjust it plus or minus 8 one time. So for instance, my particular watch runs a little slow, so if I wanted to adjust it, I would have to adjust it in the plus 8 direction, and I could only do that one time, so that's kind of unfortunate. And that is my review of my Seiko tuna.